High net worth divorce litigation is frequently stalled by the sheer volume of unstructured financial data deliberately scattered across disparate document formats. When attorneys and forensic accountants have to manually review thousands of pages of bank statements, tax returns, and business ledgers, the process becomes computationally inefficient. It creates substantial billable hour bloat before analysis even begins. This dynamic routinely creates a data war of attrition. One side overwhelms the other with disorganized discovery, weaponizing the cost of manual review to force an early, inequitable settlement. The core problem is format. Raw, chaotic document pixels are useless for deep analysis. To build a solid case, those static images must be converted into a normalized relational database. Without that strict normalization, the noise of the unstructured data makes it incredibly easy to miss critical transactions, the unexplained cash withdrawals or hidden transfers that prove financial dissipation. Solving this requires a system capable of reading static PDFs and translating them into a mathematically strict, fully queryable format. Achieving equity in a complex financial dispute demands systemic data normalization first. Only then can legal strategy be deployed effectively. Thrive Financial is a specialized operating workspace engineered specifically to automate this forensic normalization. It centralizes the chaos, tracking legal requests and production status in a single environment. This command center aggregates disparate financial totals into a unified view, and it does so using a local-first browser architecture, securely storing the primary case data in your browser's indexed DB. Once the data is centralized locally, the platform integrates the Google Gemini model to execute complex reasoning tasks across the entire aggregated dataset. This creates a three-stage forensic pipeline: automated document parsing, context-aware asset tracing, and finally, data-driven settlement modeling. The software operates as an AI-powered forensic accountant. It doesn't replace the human expert. It scales their capabilities by handling the rote extraction and highlighting the anomalies. Computational pattern recognition is now a requirement for exposing hidden assets and reaching fair agreements in modern family law. The first phase of this pipeline is ingestion. Users drop raw bank statements, complex business ledgers, and Venmo or Cash App histories directly into the workspace. Before the AI extracts anything, users set pre-processing parameters. Mapping PDF files to owners and document types establishes data integrity. This vital step gives the AI boundaries, instructing it exactly which accounts and businesses to prioritize during extraction. Standard optical character recognition, or OCR, is inadequate here. OCR simply reads text on a page. It cannot understand the relational context of a multi-page, non-standard business ledger. Instead, the AI parser reads the document, tokenizes the financial information, and normalizes it into a rigid, predefined schema. This transforms static pages into organized data points. Every line item is mapped, categorized, and tracked by exact amounts. Notice how it handles entirely disparate formats, traditional bank records, and mobile payments, aligning them within the same structured table. To verify the completeness of this dataset, the coverage analysis module scans the timeline. The grid immediately highlights missing months, preventing critical gaps in the financial record. This line item normalization is the crucial prerequisite. Without perfectly structured data, advanced AI analysis and courtroom-ready evidence cannot be produced. With the database built, the workflow shifts from passive data entry to active forensic investigation using the asset tracer. Users configure the investigation by selecting precise parameters.
Here, the focus is locked onto a specific spouse and their associated corporate entities. Legal counsel can then provide investigation leads. By adding qualitative context about sudden business insolvency or post-degree motions, they give the AI specific behavioral patterns to hunt for. The platform then securely routes these normalized transaction arrays, along with the past financial affidavits, directly to the Google Gemini engine. Using its expansive context window, the model engages in cross-document reasoning. It compares the income figures formally declared on an affidavit against the actual inflows observed in the bank histories. The system is specifically trained to detect forensic red flags, instantly highlighting anomalies like repetitive round dollar ATM withdrawals or unexplained surges in peer-to-peer transfers. This allows the software to automatically map suspicious transaction networks, tracing money as it moves from joint marital accounts into hidden individual slush funds. For multi-year cases, the platform enforces a start broad, then narrow forensic methodology, guiding users to upload core tax returns and primary accounts first to establish a reliable baseline. All of these findings are compiled into a final red flag roll-up report, providing legal counsel with a prioritized list of highly suspicious activities. The asset tracer's reasoning capabilities synthesize thousands of isolated transactions into a cohesive, evidence-backed narrative of financial dissipation. The final stage of the pipeline leverages this validated data to construct and test fair settlement agreements. Building this requires overcoming a significant engineering challenge, forcing a probabilistic large language model to generate strict, deterministic, and legally compliant financial outputs. To guide the model, the user inputs directional goals and important context, shaping exactly how the AI approaches asset division. The AI then cross-references the verified marital inventory with state-specific jurisdictional rules, calculating differences between community property and equitable distribution. If opposing counsel submits their own proposal, the platform runs a fairness assessment, instantly identifying mathematical discrepancies and unfavorable terms against the established data. AI-generated settlement proposals hold weight in negotiations, specifically because they are grounded entirely in the verifiable mathematical data pipeline built during the preceding phases. Naturally, handling sensitive financial records for adversarial litigation requires an absolute commitment to data privacy. Thrive Financial addresses this through a local-first architecture. The primary case dataset never sits in a central hosted database. It resides entirely within the user's browser via IndexedDB. When deep analysis is required, the system transmits only the minimum required text payload to the Google Gemini AI SDK for that specific parsing or tracing task. When exporting findings for the court, the system generates a tamper-evident audit trail, appending a SHA-256 cryptographic hash to prove the source files remain unaltered. This strict, privacy-centric architecture forms the foundation of trust required for any technology deployed in the legal sector. From raw data ingestion to final settlement modeling, the platform transforms chaotic documents into highly organized evidence, generating the leverage needed for mediation and trial. The technology does not replace legal expertise. Instead, it acts as a force multiplier for the professionals investigating complex financial histories. In modern divorce, the party that algorithmically surfaces truth from noise holds a decisive advantage. It neutralizes the strategy of concealment. Forensic AI takes the data war of attrition and turns it into a clear, transparent, and data-driven calculation of equity.